Sorry for the bad quality, but today I'm going to be talking about my adventure with NoFap. I'm on week one, day one. On week one, day one, this is the longest I've ever gone on NoFap. Uh, what I realized is that my energy levels through the roof, my motivation through the roof. Like I was so motivated and so happy and excited, but I think with that comes with like mixed emotions and stuff. Um, yes. So the mental fog is still there. Just heads up. Mental fog still kind of lingers around a little bit, or it's probably because of my late night shifts. But yeah, those faded thoughts still linger around ever so slightly. Um, what else that there is? It's different. I'm eating a lot more. I'm more energetic to do things. Um, Other things I probably realized too is like this could probably be just me. Is I don't know how to explain it, but when you retain your seed for long periods of time that your body needs, your body actually gets nutrients. So I looked a lot more fuller, a lot more, I guess you would call it athletic. I guess slimmer is probably like a better word for it, rather than looking very puffy, very bloated all the time. Because you haven't realized a lot of our nutrients come from our seed. So if we're constantly doing that stuff again and again and again and again all the time, we don't carry those nutrients or we don't hold them for long periods of time. And you start. I got into this thing of like not having like a lot of junk food, like for some odd reason. Ever since I stopped doing those type of things, it's like not chasing cheap dopamine. That's what it is, cheap dopamine. So like high processed foods, sugars, candies, stuff like that. I think the only thing I kind of go upon is like um clove balls for an example, or I'll have like chewables of ashwagandha, sea moss, but I won't go crazy over donuts and stuff like that because I think it's because we go to sweets because of the fact that we crave energy. Even like sometimes like coffee too. Even sometimes very small occasions. I won't crave coffee, which is good because like I said, um, chasing cheap dopamine. They just give you energy right out of the blue. I kind of face this thing with smoking. So I can give you a good example is that those cheap dopamine chases happen to you because of the fact that you smoke, drink, and you chase those things because you chase that dopamine or you chase that feeling. Um, and that's what addiction is. So like realizing this on week one, day one, um, I'm happy I've came this far, but I still have another week to go. So I'll document that as I keep on going, as this is the longest term I've came upon. So we have till next Friday. But as far as I can tell, I'm energetic. And the only main reason why I'm yawning is because of the fact that, like I said, my sleep schedule is off the guard because I work late nights. But my energies are like through the roof. I'm more healthier. I'm more motivated to go work out. More motivated to get up and do things. Um, and I started chasing junk food a lot less because of it. Um, that's really about it. My sex drive is kind of it's greater. I can tell you that um, I crave things a lot more when it comes to that stuff. But I don't crave the synthetic stuff. And what I mean by that is watching it. I prefer to actually doing it. So that's what you're gonna realize after time, as soon as weeks and weeks and weeks come by. But specifically when you start hitting the week mark, you're like, huh, So all this stuff I've been doing, it's kind of synthetic and kind of fake and plastic. And all I'm really doing is just watching people do it, but I'm not going it and getting it myself, And that's what makes it um make you want to keep on going with your mission with NoFap. So motivating you guys, stay positive all the time. Make sure your mental space is good though. When you feel like you want to do those things, go out and do something. Drive somewhere. Keep yourself entertained. Um, Try to stay off electronics as much as possible. So what I do is if I realize something, it's like triggering it, what I'll do is I'll just get up, um, walk around, or I have a dog, so I'll play with my dog, or I'll just go out and do something. I'll go out for rather if it's some dumb shopping spree or something. But I see it as if it's at least helping you get over it, might as well just do it. You know, maybe you were thinking about buying that nice pair of shoes that you've been looking at for the past 2 months, and now you're trying to quit your bad habits. Maybe this is the time to say, "Yay, you completed a new goal." You know what I mean? So gift yourself something. Be happy, gift yourself something because you're actually getting um, out of your bad ways. And I'll tell everybody who have vices is that prize yourself when you go through those stuff in your life. Um, give yourself those small gifts of like $20 to $30, um, because it's worth it. It really is worth it, especially when you're fighting vices, and it's encouraging to you to keep on going. So keep fighting, guys, and realize that um this is just temporary. Realize that the addiction that you're going through is just temporary because you're going to be living your life full of no vices. You're going to be living your life to please God. You're going to be living life to please, if you don't believe in God, to please yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have Jesus in your life, I like to tell people that then there's no really point of living. But if you don't believe, like I said, if you're doing it for yourself, vices are expensive. Like, what I like to tell people is when they start quitting, realize all the spending that you did last year and write it down dollar by dollar so you can see. When I quitted smoking, the year that they came out with the pens, the disposable pens, it was like 50-50. So I would start using like modified devices, and I started using disposable pens. I wasted probably like $500 to $600 that year in smoking alone, and I'm like, wow. I could have gotten those $600. I could have um gotten myself I don't know, a down payment on a car. $600. I could have used that money to buy myself a bunch of niche fragrances. I could have bought me Sadly by Perfumes de Marley Layton. I could have invested $600 in the stock market and done really well for the year. So many things. And when you realize that you're in NoFap, is that even though corn, because I'm not going to say the word, corn is free and you can just find it anywhere, and you're just doing the act and it doesn't cost anything and it's feels good. You have to realize that there is a tax, and that tax that you're paying is the feeling of it, of the genuine feeling of doing it. Number two, the actual energy that you use from it, because it pulls you out from a lot of energy that you could have used towards great things. Um, in days, keep it by days, months. It's horrible. Eh. Yawning like crazy. And then third is you have to realize that you're not gonna be have the effort to mate with anybody. Like, the mating process is a matter of having that drive, you know? Obviously, it's a matter of getting to know them, feeling romantic, cuddling with them, talking to them, conversations, all that other stuff. But sexual energy is definitely one of those. And if you're not striving sexually as a guy, because guys are very visual people, we're very like sexual people. You're not gonna want to go out there and talk to anybody. Um, and then number four, I was gonna say last but not least, three, but four, is meeting people. Like, it doesn't even matter if it's like dating or not. Like, you're not gonna want to talk to anybody. You're gonna want to sleep all day. You're gonna want to lay down all day. Oh, and number five, also a very very good point is that you start sexualizing people. You start watching this weirdest of shit that you can never think of. Like, it could be in a matter of this girl wearing something nice, and then you're like, oh, that looks so nice, and then you just stare at her for like 15 to 10 minutes, or maybe it's like a minute, you know. It can go so extreme to the point where you just literally not looking, you're staring, and then they notice and they get very uncomfortable or pissed off, you know. And I'm only speaking these based on personal experiences, because that's why I hated um fapping, is because of that stuff. You start looking at women lustfully, and you start um going for cheap dopamine chases, just like buying a cigarette, just like drinking. And it's annoying. I'm trying to live my life without any vices, because at the end of the day, um it's about you, and it's about your personal health and your well-being, um and getting your goals closer to God, because God provides well and abundantly. So I'll probably be back again either tomorrow. Today is Saturday the 18th. Hold on, let me check on my actual clock. Yes, today is the 18th. I'll be back with another video, probably for like week one, day three. So I'm not releasing one tomorrow, but I'm releasing one on Monday morning. Oh man. Um yeah. Stay blessed. Sorry for my money and groaning, but hopefully this video helped you guys. Love you guys.